It's time for the rundown. Tune in as Amelia and Lori share their must-dos in some of their favorite cities, amuse you with their guilty pleasures, share the UnSong Promo Hero of the Week, and help decipher all those impossible text acronyms.
Hello and welcome to the rundown. This is episode 3. I'm Amelia Model from Promo Corner, and this is Lori Bolton from Logomark, and we are stoked for you guys to join us. We are going to talk to you about our favorite places to eat, drink, and be merry. We will talk about the unsung hero of the week, our guilty pleasures, and Lord knows I can't wait to hear what Lori's is. And then we'll tease her with a little emoji and acronyms. Lori, dying to chat with you, but before we get started, I just wanted to showcase a couple of things. So one, Miss Lori Bolton and Trevor Neeson at Logomark made these amazing branded rundown products.
That's awesome. That is the Mana Basin mug, 40 ounces. Love it. It's a retail brand.
And I love it. I put a straw in it because otherwise I dribble. So also we have I call this little coffee squatty, but it has a real name. What is that?
It's the Atlas. It looks like a coffee squatty. It's the Atlas. And what I love about this piece, and that's why I picked it, is because it fits under a single serve Keurig coffee machine. So in the office, at home, you just take it and go.
Yep. And then this other cool product with our logo in color looks amazing.
That's the Hydro Sling Bag Carrier. You can put a bottle of water if you'd like. It's got the zipper pocket, or you can put a bottle of vino in there for your outings. Keeps it nice and cool. The teat sold.
So this is as interactive as it can be with a pre-recorded podcast, but we want you guys to comment and share and also nominate the unsung heroes, and we will be giving out some swag. So you don't want to miss out.
So fun.
In the meantime, I'm just using everything and field testing.
I love it. Let me know. Let me know what you think.
All right. So Miss Lori Bolton of Logomark, how are you?
I'm good. I'm good. We have 19 booking days left in the year. I know. Like when you think about it, it's here. It's like the holidays are here. Thanksgiving has happened. And here we are. It's just crazy, but I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. I'm good as well. Yeah, we've already passed Thanksgiving, preparing for Christmas. The end of the year is coming quickly, and that's a good thing and a bad thing. One, the year flew by. Two, hopefully it's a better year. So I'm ready. I'm ready for either. But since we last spoke, let's see. So we had recorded before Thanksgiving because of the holiday, so we haven't talked about it. So for me, I want to hear what you guys did, but we just on Turkey Day, on actual Thanksgiving, it was just me and my family, just me and my husband and my 2 kids. And we actually did dinner. So everybody kept saying, how was Thanksgiving? And I'm like, I don't know. We haven't done it yet. We're waiting for like 5 or 6. So we had the whole spread, ate in the dining room, the room that, only gets set at like 3 times a year. Had a bottle of wine, kind of sat there and chilled. And then after that, we were all so miserable. We laid around and watched a movie.
I love it though.
I don't know why.
I predicted that this is, it was going to be just small, but wasn't it nice, Amelia, just to have the 4 of you?
It was. And we weren't rushed. I was like, don't get up at 5 a.m. to bake a turkey for the 4 of us. Like, no one cares. We'll eat when we eat. It's not a big deal. So
right.
Very chill.
Not running anywhere. He's
very easy to clean up. And then the next day on Friday, I actually ended up going up to my mom's. They didn't want to come down and drive because it's a 2-hour drive, but I went up there, and then my sister and stepbrother who live, I call it the compound because my mom has a farm like I do. And just like my husband's family all lives here, my siblings mostly live by my mom and stepdad. So I hung out with 2 of them. We kind of kept our distance in the house, but it was a nice day. So we got to go for a nice long walk and hang out, and the kids got to see grandma. And yeah, after that, we just kind of chilled the weekend, just kept it simple. It was really nice here. Played a lot of outside football with the kids and just hung out.
That's so fun. That's so fun. 4 days went so fast.
You know,
like, darn it.
What did you guys do? Where were you, first of all? Were you in California?
Was I? So I was in Prescott. I was in Prescott, Arizona. Steve flew in on Tuesday, and we actually did like a little stay vacation. We were in a hotel because our house is being built. So in a hotel, and I made reservations at this restaurant called Bigga. It's BIG and a big capital A. So some may call it Big A, but it's called Bigga. And they've been around since 2017. And what I love is that they source from local farms. So everything, so the salads and the produce, the vegetables, it's all from local farms in the community. And I love that. As soon as we get our house done, I'll join one of the CSAs where I get my weekly farm pickup. So it was at Bigga. It was a 4-course dinner that was out of this world. We were there for about 3 hours. And like you, after we got done with dinner, I mean, we took our dessert to go.
Yeah.
We were so full and went back and turned on the TV and fell asleep with full bellies. But it was so nice. We got to explore a little bit, and we actually got a little bit of snow. Enough snow that I had to take, like, I'm told anyhow, you'll have to teach me this, like a little credit card or something.
To scrape the
window. So I'm like, oh heavens, what do I do? I was going out to get us coffee and tea in the morning. Well, I can't get into the car, and the windshield wipers aren't working. So yeah, we got a little bit of snow. I'm gonna have to get a lesson, Amelia.
You will have to get an ice scraper. And credit cards do work. Just don't use the magnetic strip. You don't want to demagnetize them. This is dating me a little bit, but back in high school, I was a kid. Of course, I didn't have, anything that I should, jumper cables or, snow scrapers. So what I would do was I had a cassette player in my car, tapes. Half the people listening to this, half of the 5 people listening to this won't know what a cassette tape is, but or a CD. So they started later in high school. We had CDs, but you would take them out of the plastic cases and you would use the plastic to scrape your windshield. And that's what I used because I didn't have credit cards. I was in high school. Didn't even have a wallet other than
that's resourceful. I like it.
Tricky.
That is good. I need to start thinking of like a little bit more advanced products.
I don't have any cassette tapes, and I don't listen to CDs in my car. I don't know if anybody still listens to CDs and carries CDs in their car.
But yeah, it was good. And with my husband, he's from Minnesota. So like this is okay. I was by myself. I like got up early before he got up, and I was going to get us, some coffee and tea, and I was gone probably an hour, and 40 minutes of it was in the parking lot. Like, how am I going to get in and defrost his car and get the ice off the window so I can see?
Oh, self-starters. That's the other thing we do in the Midwest. You have the self-starter, you start your car, warms up and defrosts before you even get in.
Okay, I'll look into it. I've got a new.
Does your car not have a self-starter?
Yeah, it does, but I'm afraid to use it. Like, it'll drive off like Kirby the Love Bug. I will.
It won't drive off. Some states do have laws against starting your car and leaving. However, if you have the remote, like mine, you just have to have it on your body. It's not actual key. So there's no keys in my car. I start my car from my house, and nobody can drive off because you can't put it in gear if there's not a key in it.
See, okay, you've got me thinking. So I can start my car from my phone.
Yes.
So I'm going to try that next time. But again, I had no idea that it was going to be like, and this wasn't a major snow. It was a small, what would my mom say? Small dusting.
A dusting, yeah. It's good to
snow.
If you're going to have to deal with snow and you have a remote starter on your phone app, when you get back from the airport, if it snows and it's cold, as soon as you're taxiing up, if you're not too far, it depends on how far your parking lot is from your airport, but you can start it with that app. So by the time you get to your car, hopefully it's warm and you're not frozen to death. I've done that before too.
I love it. So I'm going to start sending you when it snows.
Okay. I'll be like, start your car. Lori, start your car. Start your engines, girl.
Start the engines.
Our city of the week. So each week we pick a city and tell you our favorite places to go. And Lori picked this week's city. So Lori, what is your city of the week?
The city of the week is Ojai, California. OJAI, pronounced Ojai, not OJAI. And it's also not Ohio.
Ohio.
It's Ojai. And it's a small city, 8,000 people, north of Los Angeles, about 90 minutes, and about 30 minutes south of Santa Barbara. So off of the 101 inland, about 18 miles. And that is the city of the
And
week.
if nobody recognizes any of the things that Lori just said, because I know the names, but that means nothing to me, it is 63 miles north of LAX. So everybody knows LAX. It's like the one major airport. So 63 miles, which in LA could take 3 hours. In Kansas, that's like an hour's drive, but in LA, that might be a 3-hour drive. So we'll just go with mileage and not drive time.
Sweet, sweet town. So pick the city. I lived there. I lived there for about 14 years, raising Lucas, and it served us great for that early childhood development education, that small town feel. We did put him into a Montessori when we were there, but the town has one public high school. Now, fast forward when Lucas is one middle school, gets through middle school, and our middle school there was 7th and 8th grade. And so then after middle school, high school, he's like, Mom, Dad, I don't want to go to high school here. It's so small. I want to have a real football team. And I said, what does a real football team look like? He goes, well, Mom, usually there's like subs. You've got people on the bench where we can sub in and out. That's how small it was. So we did move out of Ojai when he started high school to give him that a larger school experience of being on the football team.
I get that. I finished high school in a very small town. I had 23 people in my graduating high school class, and we played 8-man football. So I get the small town. That's super small. And now I live in Baldwin City, Kansas, and it's 3,500 people. And probably the same size school here as what your son was used to there. But my husband is deeply rooted in this community. His father, grandfather, great-grandfather. We have the family history that goes back to like when his great-great-great came over and, started and bought the land and everything. But the running joke here is my daughter's not dating yet, and I hope she doesn't until she hits college, but I don't think that's a reality. So whenever she starts dating, I've told her she has to come home and tell us the kid's last name and who his parents are, because chances are he could be like a second or third cousin around here. So they also get confused in calling people that we hang out with a lot. They think they're their cousins, or some of the older people, they think they're their grandmother because we have mixed families. And so they have, 5 or 6 grandmas. And then they just start calling people grandma. And I'm like, it's not actually your grandma, but that's fine. They will respond and they will accept you. So I get the small community.
I love it. Well, yours is way smaller than mine. 23 in your graduating class is crazy. And no, I wasn't too concerned about Lucas dating a relative. However, it's possible, but it sounds like it's more of a possibility for you.
Yes.
Wow.
It's a real concern.
Should be.
So I have not been to Ojai. So you're picking it because it's a quiet, quaint, awesome place just to go visit. So I looked it up, and there is a place to stay called the Ojai Valley Inn and Resort.
Yes.
And it looks amazing. So when travel is lifted, that would definitely be a destination. If someone has a weekend getaway, or wants travels restrictions and you're traveling for business, if you could slip away, it looks so leisurely and romantic, and then just really chill. The grounds were absolutely beautiful. So if anybody has gone there or is planning to go there, please comment and give us your rating. Give us your Yelp review on here so we know if it's worth me flying halfway across the country to actually go. But it looks amazing, and close to wineries, which that's my Achilles heel, is wine.
It's so close. And I can tell you, during the holidays, they spare no cost. The inn is completely transformed. There's twinkle lights everywhere. It's truly magical. They do such a great job. But yes, I've consumed plenty of vino. Not only there, but in the vicinity. There's some great, like you said, great wineries, some with organic grapes, because that's part of the culture in there, that farmers support local and organic. But yeah, it's a pretty magical place. One of my favorite restaurants is still there, actually, where I got engaged 11 years ago, is called Monte Grappa. And going back to one of our tennis matches, it was a home match. And we would always plan, the team would go afterwards, whether we won or lost. And they had this lovely outdoor patio. And we probably were 10 bottles in of this red wine. And they made sure to stock it good for us, because we would sit out there. Yes.
10 bottles of wine. How many people were at the table? Is this like you and a friend, or was there a whole team?
It was the whole team. But even with the whole team, 10 bottles is a lot. But we would just sit out there. And most of us actually were walking distance. And to be honest, our spouses usually were really cool about like getting us home. One spouse would come and do, drop-offs. But we were sitting outside, and I can't remember if we won or lost. But lunch had passed. It's 3:00 in the afternoon. So lunch crowd's gone. Dinner crowd's not there yet. And up walks Alanis Morissette with her husband now. And at the time, she only had one baby. And everybody was so, excited. And next thing you know, more people started showing up at our table, because the girls were texting people like, Alanis is in town, Alanis is in town. And she had 3 nannies with her.
For one kid?
For one kid. So I think they were staying actually at the OJAI Valley Inn and Spa, the resort you were looking at, mentioned. But yeah, they took turns. I'm like, dang, that must be nice. But they had, none of us, we didn't bother her and her husband, but they were having a lovely meal inside. Again, we were outside, thank goodness, because we were obnoxious at this point. And yeah, they were they had their whole little caravan with them. But often you'll see plenty of celebrities up in Ojai. They have second homes because it is so close to LA. So when they go on hiatus, that's where they hang out, and usually are not bothered by the locals.
The locals. Very cool. Very cool indeed. Well, 3 nannies. Geez, I would have liked to have one nanny.
Half of a nanny.
My kids. Either that or a sister wife. I don't know, but I would have loved to have some extra help.
Sister wife might be better. Get pissed off at the sister wife, and you've got the kids for all day and night.
Yes, please, and thank you.
Love it.
Okay. So that's great. We will pick a different city next week, and I have some different cities that we're looking at. So this is the part we get to talk about the unsung hero of the week. So we ask for people to be nominated, and you can just email me, amelia@promocorner.com, or find me on social media. You'll track me down very easily. So this week's unsung hero is Miss Marianne Stein Holloway. So she was nominated by the great Shannon Laredo of Texas, Miss Redhead Shannon. If y'all don't know her, you should. But Mary Ann is with Business Branders LLC, and she is actually her business partner. So the reason she was nominated is she was the creator of the logo for the HPPA's first in-person show in 2020 called Reimagined, which is now being nominated for a Pyramid Award. And she also holds down the fort and does all the back office stuff for Shannon. So if anybody doesn't know Shannon, she is awesome. She has a huge social media presence, but she's out and about, doing her thing. And then Miss Marianne holds everything down and probably keeps Shannon kind of grounded, gets everything done. So congratulations, Mary Ann. And thank you, Shannon, for nominating her. And watch your mailboxes, because there might be some goodies coming your way.
Congratulations. We all need a Shannon.
A Mary Ann.
A Mary Ann. We all need a Mary Ann.
I feel like we're on Gilligan's Island. Isn't Mary Ann one of the...
Yes.
Mary Ann or Ginger. So Shannon is a ginger, and then there's Mary Ann. I don't know what color hair Mary Ann has.
We just turned off to Gilligan's Island.
Totally digress. But thank you, Shannon, for nominating, and thank you, Mary Ann, for doing all that you do and being a nominee for the Pyramid Award.
Awesome.
Okay, so we are ready for our guilty pleasure, and I'm gonna let Lori go first because she always shocks me and I just need to sit back. So I'm holding myself down, Lori. I'm preparing myself. Where are we going? What is your guilty pleasure since we last talked?
Since it's over Thanksgiving, I'm going to keep it clean. And,
okay, it was family time, so
yeah, PG
Okay.
rated. However, Hallmark has been on in the background, but that we'll save for another one. So, when these holidays come around, they re-air all these amazing movies. So the one that I watched over Thanksgiving was You Got Game. And this goes back to 1998. And it was when I was actually at Nike. So I know we haven't talked about my Nike days, but I was an executive there for 7 years doing product placement in the entertainment industry. And this is a film I worked on. So it's You Got Game. And the two key talent in this film was Denzel Washington, who I love, and then Ray Allen, who played, and such a good film. Just a good story, good film. And again, it was probably one of the last projects when I was at Nike. So it was just kind of odd that was on. And I don't necessarily go and look for films that are sponsored by Nike or have the product placement. Yeah. It's just, and I hadn't watched it before. So it was kind of cool.
I don't know if I've seen that. 98. That's right after I got out of high school. So you're talking 20, I'm not going to date myself, but 20 some years ago is when that movie came out. I don't know if I've seen it.
Yeah, I dated myself clearly, but yes, it's good. It's got a good story to it. It's the talent's great. Again, you can't go wrong with Denzel Washington. He's just first class. So it was good.
So the power of branding, obviously, you worked for Nike. Nike was in there. I'm sure how does that work? Does Nike pay to be in the movie, or do they have to pay Nike to use their logo in the movie?
Very good question. And it would all depend on who the director was or is and the talent. Yeah. So Denzel happened to love Nike. Spike Lee was the director, and we had a relationship with him as well. So it depends on the relationship that you have. I'll use Jerry Seinfeld. That if you look at every single episode, it's Nike all over. And he's the one that requested to have the Nike brand. So on something like that, very little to none in terms of cost. It was more product that we were giving. But there's others where if you didn't have the relationship, there would be, a fee to have that product placement. But I don't think there was much in this particular film in terms of cost for placement.
Cool.
For placement. Yeah.
That's very cool. Kind of fits into our industry too. So, it's a product. So branding, if you get it out there, you're seeing it, people are seeing it, they're re-seeing it. 20 some years later, it's still airing. That's crazy.
Amazing. It's really, to take a brand and enhance it. And what does that look like? And it comes in many different shapes and forms.
I did not watch anything old. I've kind of gotten on a theme, and these are not connected other than in my mind because I put things together weirdly. So the first show that I was binge watching was The Queen's Gambit. Have you seen that?
No.
It's about a chess player. It's not real. She's not a real person. There was a female chess player back in the day, but this is not about her. But the games that were played were based on actual games in the chess world. But it's a really good show. It talks about she's as an orphan, and then she's like world champion chess player. So I got sucked into that. Me and my husband never watched shows together, but that was something that we could watch together. And again, she's from Kentucky in the show, the United States. But because the word queen was in there, I transitioned that to The Crown because, Queen Crown. So then I've been binge watching. I watched all of season 4 of The Crown.
Oh, I love that.
And so after I got the show version of that, the actors, I went and now I've been watching the documentary called The House of Windsor. And it goes back from how the house, which was not named the House of Windsor, when they came over from Germany and how they changed their name to cut ties with Germany during that time. and how the royal family started. So it's really interesting. And it's just now, I haven't finished it, but I've just now gotten up to where Charles and Diana are together. But it was really interesting to go through the back and see everything. So yeah, that's how mine's name associates the Queen's Gambit, a chess player from Kentucky, to the Crown, to a documentary. All good, all worth watching.
I love it. I love The Crown. I cannot wait for the next series to come out, if you will.
Yeah.
Love it. And I would be very interested. I'm convinced there's royalty in my family. So I'm on a mission to find it. But it's so fascinating. It really is fascinating how the whole thing works.
You should, they are doing sales right now on like ancestry.com. You should send your DNA in and see if you find out that you're like a lord. I guess you wouldn't be a lord, you'd be a lady, but maybe there was a lord in your family. A lord or a lady. My, let's see, it'd be my maternal grandfather. I don't know, a couple of greats, but their last name was Noble and they came from England. And my mom's like, oh, they have to be. And I'm like, I need to go do some more exploring and dig into that a little bit deeper. But
that we need to do. Like, we need to do that. Maybe that's our gift to each other, as we do ancestry.
I think that'd be cool.
Yeah, if we've got royalty in us.
Spit in a cup, right? Like a swab your mouth, spit in a cup, send it off, and then they.
Yeah, maybe they can test COVID at the same time. Send it off. Am I in royalty and have I had COVID? Crazy.
I don't want to know both those at the same time. So now's the time I get to torture you with what's the meaning. What's the meaning is when I give Lori acronyms and then we go into emojis and I ask her to decipher them because neither of us ever know what they mean. And so we're just trying to educate the masses. So this might be backwards. Lori will be able to see it. So the first acronym is C4N. So if I text you C4N, those letters.
I know this one.
What is it?
Ciao for now.
Holy crap. How did you know that, Lori? Good job.
I have no idea. It just came to me all of a sudden. And that's why I said I know it.
Okay, so the next one, if I text you, S-I-T. Yes, looks like sit, but S-I-T. The wheels are spinning.
I know. See it tomorrow. I don't know.
You're on the right path. Stay in touch.
I was close, but I couldn't get that stay. I was like, soon, somewhere. That's what was stuck in my head. Stay in touch.
Okay. So this is kind of a funny one. So I'm trying to switch these up. So if I was to text you, UDI.
Isn't that a noodle? And that's a bread. It's a gluten-free bread. Hootie. Hootie bread. That's what
I know what you're talking about. I buy that sometimes too. This is not that. And this is also not UTI. It is not a urinary tract infection.
Good, because I was going there too.
I knew you would transpose. UDI. And this is a funny one. You'll never get it because it just, without having content or text content to go back and forth.
Yeah.
If you're just randomly saying out letters.
You dumb idiot.
Could be caused from someone being a dumb idiot. I love that one. Unidentified drinking injury.
What the heck? What the heck?
So like on a weekend after a wild night out and you look at your legs the next day and you have a bruise, you'd be like, that's an unidentified drinking injury, which probably means you ran into a table or, tripped. You weren't doing bad. You got like 1.5 out of 3 on those.
I feel like I'm getting better. What is UDI again? UDI. UDI?
UDI. Unidentified drinking injury.
So if you've been watching the episodes, I've got several now. I've got SOS and UDI. And then after all this, I just text you Budweiser.
Yeah. If you don't know what that means, you have to listen to episode 2 of this podcast to find out. So,
Goodness.
okay, so we are high tech here. I am super fancy. I got some new cards for the emoji part. So, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, here is the first one.
This is like no crying bee.
So, if anybody is listening and not watching, I am sending her a picture of a girl with her arms crossed, a sad face with a teardrop, a bumblebee, and then a happy face.
I'm going to say no worries, be happy.
Don't worry, be happy. Don't worry. Okay, good job. Okay, here's the next one. So this one also has the girl crossing her hands, a emoji with tears just streaming down this poor thing's face, a couple of, I guess those are raindrops, and then a bottle of milk.
I think I've got this one.
Okay.
Don't cry over spilled milk.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yes, I did so good on these.
Is it so much easier when I actually show you a picture and I'm not trying to like explain to you what the people are?
Yes.
And this is something, okay, last one. So this is a picture of, it's like a highway with the sign above it. And then it's a very red-faced emoji with very high brows.
Is it an angry driver? Is it
Close.
overpass?
What's the first picture of?
Well, it's like a sign. It's a highway. What do you call those people that are angry drivers? Highway runaways.
Road rage.
Road rage. I had it in my head. I couldn't get it out. Those highway drivers.
Oh, Lori is too nice to even come up with road rage. It's like, what do you call those angry drivers? Amelia, that's what you call them. The one that's like, get out of the way and flipping the bird. Yeah. You can't do that.
That was a good one.
Dangerous. That was fun.
That was fun. I think I'm so much better at the cards.
Yeah, well, I think it's a lot easier to show you a picture than to me to try and explain.
Those are so good. I love your new cards.
Thank you. So when we run out of these, I found these on Amazon, which is really cool, but these are just like regular ones that people would use, but they have a whole deck of cards that are movies. So like emojis that spell out movie titles. And then they have one that are musics, like the name of songs.
Oh, that would be fun too.
Yeah. So I might have to go get those and then mix them up and kind of keep you on.
Especially if I'm getting really good at those.
Yeah. We're also using brain power. Like we're sharpening our tools. I play Candy Crush. My family thinks I'm insane because I'm on like a level 1100, but I'm like, it's problem solving. Like I get stuck, and if I can't solve the thing, and I don't spend money, and I don't like to use my special power, so it is really a skill set to get through the level without paying for the upgrades.
It is. We already know that you rigged the machine in the downstairs.
Gotta keep this old mind sharp. You know, if you don't use it, you lose it.
I love it. So fun.
All right. Well, unfortunately, we're out of time. So thank you, Lori. Thank you again for sending me this awesome stuff. And again, anybody that's listening, make sure you let us know your favorite places. Shout out to your unsung hero by just emailing me or finding me on social media. And then if you guys have any good series you've been watching, make sure that you comment and let everybody else know. There's so much stuff out there. I'm afraid I'm going to burn through all of it because I watch way too much TV without being able to go anywhere. But I'll keep finding new things. If not, I'll dig up the 90s like Lori and bring back the old stuff.
It just happened to be on. I didn't rent it, I swear.
Don't pay for that.
Didn't pay.
Oh, All right, guys. Well, that's going to do it for Lori and Amelia here at the Rundown. Thank you so much for listening or watching. We hope we were able to make you laugh and entertain you for just a little bit today. And we will see you on our next episode on December 25th. So happy holidays and
Bye. Happy
take care,
holidays.
everybody. Bye.
Bye.